Hello everybody, how are you? It has been a very long time since I've gone live. You know, when you start a journey of possibilities and you really start seeking or searching who you really are, it can be a long, exhausting path. I was just talking to a customer yesterday. I'm sorry, I have a dog who, okay. That's good. I see where she is. I was talking to somebody yesterday, actually a couple days ago, and about your what's next. Where do you want to go in life? Who are you? And when you're 50, 55, 60, I think every woman hits this point. And I think we hit it because, and I've talked about this before, we take jobs in our 20s, 30s, 40s to fit either in our 20s to fit college or to fit whatever we're doing. 30s, we have children, 40s, 50s, and by the time we get to 50, 55, our children are either gone, empty nesters, or, they're old enough. They're, in high school, college, doing their own jam. And we sit down and we think, who are we? And if you don't answer that question, don't worry about it, because the universe will keep pushing you until you start answering that question. I find so many people ignore that question because it's a hard journey. I've been on this journey probably for about 10 years trying to figure out who I was, and the past 2 years hard. I mean, really hard, because I had things thrown up in my face that, life, not, things or people, but the universe is like, we're tired of you pussyfooting around. It is time for you to figure this stuff out. And it happens to all of us. And I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of days ago who's, really stressed. Things have happened in her, personal life and her corporate life and her, all her areas of life. And I said, if you don't look at this now, it's going to keep piling on. But it's a hard journey, and it's filled with tears. It is filled with sadness. It is filled with happiness, because you have to look at what you never wanted to look at. You have to look at whatever you've ignored all your life. And that's so hard to do. And I was trying to explain to her, the reason I can help is I know the way. And I thought the best way to explain it is, I think it's called a parable. You have somebody named Betsy, and she's walking down the road and she falls in a hole and she can't get out. And she sees a priest run by and she yells, Father John, can you help me get out of the hole? And he says, absolutely. And he writes her a prayer and throws it in the hole and walks away. She looks at the prayer and says, this is great, but it doesn't help me get out of the hole. So she sits there a little bit longer, and a doctor goes by and she says, Dr. Bill, hey, can you help me get out of the hole? And Dr. Bill says, sure. And he writes a prescription and throws it in the hole. Pretty soon, her friend Susie walks by and she yells, Susie, can you help me get out of the hole? She yells, sure, and jumps in. And she's like, what the hell are you doing? Now we're both in the hole. And her friend looked at her and said, yeah, but I know the way out. I know the way out of these journeys of possibilities because I've been on them. When I started this journey, I was a train wreck. I was a drunk. I was homeless. I was a freaking mess because I had so much unresolved stuff. And when you have a lot, and I mean a lot, the universe will just give you little bits at a time. Very considerate about that. But you do have to look at it. And the sooner you look at it, the sooner you'll figure out who you are. And one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, I get it. I understand. Because I think one of the hardest things for women is power. I think the thing women fear the most is power. And the reason why is because for years and years and years, I mean, go back to forever ago, and they used to burn women at the stake. So, I mean, we're raised with this stuff. We're raised with, women being not as good as, and it didn't matter what it was. It's just how women are judged. And I give you a perfect example in the vice presidential debates. I'm not getting into politics. This is just how people viewed it. When they looked at Kamala Harris, they talked about her clothes, how she looked, how she looked mean and fierce, how she, didn't handle questions well. What did they say about Pence? He had a fly in his hair. That's it. So they tore her apart, but he had a fly in his hair. And I'm not saying Republicans and Democrats, forget that. I'm talking about just people. Because I talk to people all day long, and I was asking people, what'd you think about it? Because I kind of wanted to get a sense if my thesis was correct. And pretty much everybody was like, well, she could have been nicer, when she, told him not to interrupt her. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? But this is our challenge as women, because it's hard for us to stand up and say, this is who I am. Like it, don't like it, it's all good. And that's what we have to learn. And when you get on your journey of what's next, a lot of times that's what it is. You're taking back your power. You're taking back who you are, because it gets left behind in bits and pieces. I mean, I was told, by one boss that I had too much testosterone. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And she goes, you're too aggressive. I'm like, I'm too aggressive? Look how I said that, aggressively. And she's like, yes, you need to come across nicer and sweeter. And I'm like, why? She goes, well, so the bosses will like you. I'm like, I don't care. What they're proposing is just dumb. Now I've learned how to handle it nicer, but I'm still just as aggressive, if maybe not more, because I'm much more confident. Because when you take your power back, you're confident. You understand who you are. And everybody wants that. And every woman is going to run into their what's next. It's how we're made. And until, I don't look back, but I was talking to somebody a couple days ago, and I said, I follow some people on the internet that are, 25, 30, 35 millionaires. I said, I was born too late or too soon, whatever. Because if I would have been born 30 years ago, I would have been a queen of videos, because I love videos. Hell, I was on Periscope. But then I said to myself, and actually I said to her, but then I wouldn't be who I am. I said, I was born at the perfect time for me. You're born at the perfect time for you. You're meant to be great. You have a purpose. And it's just a struggle for us women to find it. And I talk to so many women that want to start their own business, especially now with COVID. And it's like, start an online business. It's easy. Get Zoom, record some videos, wrap it up, put it on a website, you're done. The hardest thing about starting an online business is trying to find out what you want to focus on. And I have a class, check out my website, KarenBarner.com, and I'll take you through the 3 steps to start your online business. But make no mistake, when you start your online business, or when you veer off your path, you're going to confront walls. You're going to sabotage all over yourself. I am the queen of sabotaging all over myself. Doing everything I can to stop my progress, because I feared that people wouldn't like me. I would fear that if I don't want to say grew powerful, if I stepped into who I was fearful that people wouldn't like that, because as women, we don't want to be what other people view as aggressive, or, stand too much into our power, or, be the one talking all the time in meetings. We have a tendency to step back. And for years I've wrestled with it, where I've either been overly, in people's faces or not at all. And it's been a tough balance, because we're not taught how to do that as women. Nobody sits down with us and says, you know what? This is how you handle meetings. This is how you handle your platform. Don't go give your idea to Joe and then wonder why Joe's saying your idea in the meeting and not giving you credit, because you just gave him your power. Everything centers around your power base. Everything for women centers around your confidence. And it's hard for us to be confident when, we watch TV and we see women put in a poor light, or we watch TV and we're told we're not good enough, or, you could do this, but you'll never be able to do that because you're not a man. And, we're watching it play out. We watched it play out with Hillary. We're watching it play out with Kamala. And again, I'll tell you, I'm a Republican. So for me to sit there and look over at these and say, we finally have freaking women stepping up. But we're so busy, beating them down. And our daughters are watching. And that's what, I look at my daughter and I have to keep telling her, you can be anything you want to be. Unfortunately for me, being raised by me, she's like, hell, I can go to the moon if I so choose. We've got to reach back to our daughters and our granddaughters and everybody, and prepare them. But we can't until we go on our journey of possibilities. We can't until we decide who we truly are. And most of us, you know, if you're 55, 60, 65, you never had a chance to answer that question. You know, I have a friend who's been in a job for a long time. She went to college, she got her degree. She's a lawyer, really good lawyer. And, you know, we had a Zoom call about a week and a half ago, and she's like, I hate being a lawyer. She goes, I never knew that. She goes, I was a lawyer because my dad was a lawyer. She goes, I never wanted to be a lawyer. I have another friend who was an accountant because her dad was an accountant. She's like, I woke up one day and thought, I hate numbers. This is the time to awaken. This is the time when you're 60 years old, you've got at least 30 more years to go to get you to 90. You know, and for most of us, you know, it's going to be 40 because 100 now, when somebody tells you they're 100, I look at them and think, oh, that's no big deal. Whereas before it was like, wow, that's old. So embrace your journey. Embrace the time it takes to find yourself. And like I said, I'm here to help you. I've been there. I know what it's like to go through it. And although it's if you do it, if you're willing to keep looking, it could be a lifetime journey, which is fabulous. You know, I hope our daughters and our, you know, granddaughters, they start their journey earlier. We don't start it till we're 50, 55, 60 because we never knew we could. We never knew. Because our mothers didn't. I mean, how many look at your mothers and think, you know, I bet she would have been a lot happier if she would have, you know, done this or done that. But they didn't have that option. I mean, think about it. If you're 55, 60, women couldn't get a checking account until 1975. So I know I've gone on a lot. It's just, you know, like I said, after I talked to that person a couple days ago, that's really just been rattling around in my head because I could see her pain. I could feel her pain because she's just going into this journey of possibilities. And it can be rough. It can be so hard, especially when you realize the person you thought you are, you're really not. That, you know, the things that you built your life around really aren't who you truly are. That you've been hiding and holding back. So I'm back to doing videos, probably back to daily videos. Like I said, it's been a long 2 years, and you see me pop on and off. You've seen in my business it go up and down, and that was me searching for myself. But you'll know when you find her. You'll know it because I just, about 2 weeks ago, I woke up and I thought, okay. That was it. It was just, okay, I'm good. And you just feel this sense of calm. Let me help you. Please let me help you because I want everybody to have that feeling of, okay, I know who I am. Because we deserve that. So let me know if you guys have any comments. You can put it in the comment section. If you're on YouTube, please give me a subscribe on YouTube. I'm forever trying to build that channel. I really just have to focus over there. And, you know, it kind of amazed me. I didn't spend a lot more time on YouTube because I love, 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 love videos. Find what you love, you guys, and just do it. Just do it. It's okay. I give you all permission to go on your journeys of possibilities and decide what you want to do and go do it. And it doesn't matter if you want to sit at home on a lounge chair and do nothing, cool. If you want to go out and change the world by sharing your message, awesome. Just find your thing and go do it. Have a great day, you guys. Talk to you on Monday, unless I might even start doing a weekend podcast. Who knows? Oh, check out my podcast, Possibilities Cafe podcast. This past week, I think is really good. I talk about the inner game, kind of about sabotaging all over yourself, but I get very spiritual on it. I go, in a lot of different directions. So check it out. And it posts every week to iTunes, and I'm on Spotify. And if you're interested in developing an online class, check out my new online class, which is on the homepage of my website. Talk to you guys later. Please, 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 if you need any help with anything, let me know. Reach out, DM me, call me. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great Friday. Yes, have a great Friday. Bye, guys.